Well, hello. It's exciting. Hello. Hey, this is the momentum time. Yes, it is. I'm excited to see that you have made it out to check and see my videos again. Um, I'm always wanting to put that momentum to get a momentum going so we can reflect off of things throughout the day. Sometimes we may have setbacks or we may have just things that are going on just get you into stupor sometimes. Being an entrepreneur or being a leader, there is always going to be some kind of hook. There's always going to be some type of way of trying to stop the momentum from going, but you have to keep it pushing. Today, what I want to talk about, and this is part of being an entrepreneur, of talking about no excuses. We always find out that when you are being an entrepreneur, there's things that you have to do in being an entrepreneur. And being a leader, being over people, being over things that you are wanting to make things possible of happening and making decisions. Nobody's looking for excuses. I would just love to just tell you that everything's going to work out smooth as being an entrepreneur, being a leader. But when you have things that you have to vouch for other people, as like having employees or having people that you have to speak to get going on. I always find and listen to a lot of restaurant managers. They're always talking about babysitting because they're under a whole bunch of young people, and we don't realize that a lot of times these young people, they need to be trained into the way they want. Sometimes growing up, a lot of them haven't had training the way they're supposed to have, so they're trying to figure out things on their journey. They're making mistakes, doing all these different things, and we feel like we are babysitters. You have to tell them over and over and over and over time. Some of them don't come with responsibilities. Some don't come with loyalty and honesty. Just different things, and you have to be an overseer over all of these things that someone has put you in charge of, as being a leader, being an entrepreneur, or just being over someone, being a manager, just owning your own business. There's different things when you're dealing with employees or different people that you're running to in your life. It's going to be very difficult doing different things. So the main thing that you can be able to do is don't make no excuse and say, oh, the reason why, but the reason why I couldn't do this, no one wants to hear it. Just same is when we have online package. If the postal service doesn't come or the UPS doesn't come to pick up our packages, guess what? We are held responsible for making sure that these customers have got their package and that is on the way. So sometimes the postal service may be late. We may have an appointment that we need to go to. We may have things we're doing. We have to load our vehicles up, bring that stuff down to the postal service, and so they can scan it in. And that's part of it. Things are like that. So I can't make an excuse and tell the customer, and then they're gonna look at me crazy and say, like, what? I mean, who's? I mean, why are you telling me that? It's not my fault. So we have to figure out how to be able to work these things out in our lives, and being a leader, making decisions on some things that you're going to have to make decisions about, that it's going to hurt some people's feelings, going to offend people. But in order to get things right, to line things up into the way they want. And so my title would be today would be no excuses. uh, but adjustments. You have to make adjustments when there is time for when excuses may come in. You have to figure out some things. Sometimes if product doesn't come in rightly, I have to figure out a way. Maybe going to another store, taking some stuff out of another store, and selling to another store because this customer may be a great selling his product, and I have to figure out a way throughout the day to get this product to them. And that may even maybe driving to go get your product sometimes, uh, hunting down the driver to try to get your product. I mean, being a leader is making decisions about different things, and that's all it is. You can't have excuses all the time of why you can't fulfill the things that you need to fulfill. Some people say, make excuse about I woke up early, my alarm clock went off. Well, that actually sounds like an employee. But there are entrepreneurs that make them excuses why they can't make it to them stops, or they can't uh, get to practice on time, why they can't get to class on time. These are the things that we make excuses why I can't do this and why I can't do this. Make adjustments, take your time, and make that decision and make it quickly. Because sometimes there comes times we have to make adjustments, make decisions, and they have to be very, very quick sometimes. So sometimes you have to, but you got to understand on your journey, there's going to be failures. And it's okay if you don't get it right. Maybe you overdid this, or you may overspoke, or you may told the person out and around. You had to make a decision on what you need to do, and then you learn from that mistake and say, okay, I need to handle this a little bit much better or a little bit much different. So, hey, this is Kirkland from Daily Momentum. Um, you all know that my business is Stewart Snacks, which I feature daily momentums each and every day through Stewart Snacks. Just try to help people along the way because someone pulled me up and it got me to this point to where I am. So I just want to share some things, successful stories, successful things that people can help them during their time of life to be able to just get things going on in their life. I mean, we think being a Christian that we shouldn't talk about money, we shouldn't talk about success, we shouldn't talk about overachieving different things or putting in work doing different things. Either you're going to be labeled as or you are greedy, you are all kind of different things. As being a Christian, there is people put limitations on what God wants other people to be. So you have to follow that journey where God wants you to be. Do the things that you can do to help and pull people up and to make this world a better place. I mean, we got so many different things. You're being pulled here, pulled there. And so we have to figure out things on our journey of how to put God first, others second, and you last. And so sometimes that requires that. And so we won't be selfish, so we can stay humble. This is looking out for people, educating people with knowledge. Some people say, well, why are you giving all these people all this knowledge and stuff, and so somebody get ahead of them? Well, you have to understand, if you are putting in the work and the work and work and the effort and the not taking on ease in your life, like Denzel would say, then you are further ahead of people. So I was with a lot of distributors and they said, oh yeah, he got this money, he doing this and he got this, but they have to understand that I am putting in the work way better and more than they are. I am getting up much earlier. I am educating myself each and every day. I am putting God first in my life. There's numbers of things that I do. I pay my tithes, and that that puts me ahead of the game to be a little bit more successful than them because God has equipped me with the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding to be able to handle money in a different, a better way, um, to make better decisions and learn from my failures. I mean, God has done some marvelous work. So don't you think for a minute, because you think that I am doing all this and I don't see no results. There's going to be results. There is results, and you have to just test and stay strong. Keep up the pace. Don't stop. Don't keep looking back, because if you keep pushing, you keep pushing. Trust me, it's going to come. It's going to bring success. And then once you get to that level, there's going to be another level, another stage. So thank you all for just joining me, listening to some of these momentum that I am trying to put into you to help you to be a better person, better leader, spiritual leader, entrepreneur, getting to class on time, having a system right now to have processes in your life, have scheduling yourself, jotting and writing down things so you can hold yourself accountable for your day and what you need to get accomplished each and every day. Because there's no schedule in your life. You're gonna be pulling here, and then you're gonna realize that the first thing you're gonna think is, I didn't get nothing accomplished. You write a list down and start off with 5 things a day and say, hey, I'm gonna put these in my day, and you start scratching things up, then you're gonna feel confidence where you won't need that. You already know what you need to do and get it in a pattern. So thank you. You all have a good day. Hey, take time out to subscribe to my channel, Data Momentum. Hey, this is Stuart Snacks. My name is Kirkland. Hey, we are pushing product each and every day. So check me out on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Hey, we are doing it. And so thank you all for joining me. You all have a wonderful day, and say goodbye.